In St. Cloud, I heard a story, and I think it really sums up this report and sums up the social justice issue that exists here. He said, what good is a job if you can't get there?
And the amount of time that people are losing of their personal life, if they're a person of color. And we're going to make the case that there's more we could do to improve transit lines, transit options, transit amenities that would allow people to get back and forth sooner.
I'm an active transit rider. I live in South Minneapolis, and I commute via bus, train to work, to see family, to meetings. My daughter, she also stays along the High Corridor, which is the North Star. That trip right there alone takes 3 hours, close to 4 if you factor in the train delays.
If you don't catch the 9:15 in the morning from where I stay in Brooklyn Park, which is off of Brookdale Drive, you got about a 6-mile walk if you miss the 9:15 or the 12:35. And then the other option is the 7:23, which is a 25-minute walk.
Yeah.
And that sucks when you got to walk that far for a bus.
Yeah.
This new report shows that this impacts people of color more severely. Black and Asian commuters spend the equivalent of 3.5 more hours a week, more weeks per year on their commute than white commuters. For Latinas, it's even worse, 4.5 weeks per year more than white commuters. That's a lot of lost time.
We've heard so much about the achievement gap in education in our community. Well, there is a transportation achievement gap. And what that means is that we cannot achieve a quality of life for too many people in our community because of this transit disparity that exists. There was a young mother who talked about literally freezing in the cold with her daughter for an hour because she had to wait for a bus because the previous bus that had come along her route was full. That's completely unacceptable.
I'm a massage therapist, so like a clinical, trained massage therapist. So my income depends upon me going to work where people have the luxury to pay for my services, which means that I have to work in Eden Prairie. I have to work in Eagan, Coon Rapids. I had a job in Eden Prairie, really great job. I was making, over $20 an hour, and literally I had to wake up every day at 5 o'clock in the morning to get there. And my shift ended at 4, and I wasn't getting home until probably maybe 7 or 8, depending. So, but when I do get to Eden Prairie, the bus I get on is fantastic. Like, it has Wi-Fi and cup holders and a little plug for me to put my phone in, So it's there is a complete, and it only runs once an hour. It made it very hard for me to work. I had to quit that job. And God forbid I don't have food at home that day or hadn't gone to the grocery store, because you don't have time to do anything else but get up and go to work. I mean, you don't get to rest when you get home at 9 o'clock and you have to be on a bus at 5:30 to get to work.
The other side will say the gas tax is a bad idea. We should just increase fares. Well, if you're a working person and you raise fares, now you're talking, you could spend easily $10 or $15 a day on public transit. And if you're a working class person, many people don't even make $15 an hour.
Ornstein, is the gas sales tax going to survive?
Well, again, we have a very strong position from the governor and the Senate for actually what's called a gross receipts tax, which provides more revenue than a gas tax. We won't get into that. And so they are very strong on that. And, the House has said no, and they have a proposal that's, again, I mentioned horrible on transit, and then on roads and bridges, it's just a bunch of shifts and gimmicks, and it's a house of cards. And so those sides are going to have to work out a compromise between those two positions.